Finally. We were supposed to be in Miami, Florida, but someone booked us to Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, it's freezing. It wasn't.
Pam.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, thank goodness I have my connections and I got us a beautiful lake house here.
Thank God.
You're welcome!
Why, yes, I am sort of the leader of the group. Dolorioes Van Cambridge is the name. Pleased to meet you. You might be wondering, I wonder this all the time, why is she friends with any of these idiots? But, well, we go back to middle school. I guess there's a reason you keep some friends after all. You can try and wear out my name, which, again, Dolorioes Van Cambridge, but, well, it's been around since '72. I mean, I've been doing plenty of commercials and other kind of exciting opportunities. Like, well, do you remember that commercial for Irish soap? Irish soap, soap that is Irish and cleans you. I did that commercial, I know, stunning.
Yeah, I mean, no one really knows that soap commercial.
Peggy, can you take this suitcase for me, dear?
Oh, sure, Dove.
I just have too much to carry in this purse to carry my suitcase as well.
So we all met in grade school, but Dolorioes kind of lost the ability to make friends after.
You know, I was a model and an actress and a personality and all sorts of, just everything. You know, I was a bold woman of the day. Still am. And I remember how it all started. I was walking home from school, and this older gentleman comes running up and he's like, ma'am, miss, you dropped this flyer. And I was like, I did not drop this flyer. But he handed it to me. And then I looked at it, and it was for the competition, for the Little Miss Starflower competition, and that changed my life. Ever since then, I was a 5-year-old child then, and just changed my life.
And who would let a 5-year-old walk home alone? I mean, I guess it was different in my day, though. Like pedophiles and serial killers, that didn't start happening until, like, at least the 70s.
Dolorioes has always been a bit dramatic, but as a Southern woman, I am as well. So I guess the term I'm looking for is liar.
Did you know her actual name is Dolores?
And then after a while, you know, I was on top of the world, but I felt the pressure to settle down and have 2 kids, which, I'll tell you, wasn't really that worth it, but, well, you know, you just do what you do. I mean, what can I say? That I was a great mother? That I was the best wife and an excellent caretaker?
That bitch better not say that.
Sandy Paws, welcome. Please don't bring sand in, Peggy.
This cottage is simply lovely, though.
Oh, look at this picture.
Sausage, gravy, my biscuits, and butter my toast. This is gorgeous.
That sounds like a lot of carbs.
Oh, sweetie, that's not a lot of carbs. That's breakfast in the South.
Oh, Lord. How can we forget your heritage of being in the South for 2 years?
Thought it was 1.
It was 2 years, thank you. It was the best 2 years of my life. I learned so much. I learned the difference between a peach and an apricot. I learned how to descend a grand ballroom staircase. It was truly lightning of my newfound heritage.
Peggy's accent's as fake as Dolorioes' name.
My love for cooking really stems towards my long duration in the South. You say oatmeal, I say no meal. I prefer grits. And you ask me in a restaurant if I want lobster? I don't want lobster. Give me crawfish. And butter. Don't even get me started about butter. It's just simply wonderful. The salty and the sweet and the satisfying. And it's just, you can use it so many different ways. It's just wonderful. Oh my God, you guys! There's butter.
Plate like that opened up too. Who's been in this beach house? Probably vagrants.
The way Peggy will stare at butter sometimes is unsettling.
You're the one who got the beach house.
Well, I'm glad somebody did something around here. Oh. This kitchen does feel okay, though.
Yeah, it has a nice aura to it, like a lot of meals have been cooked in here.
I mean, based off of the appliances, I would say so.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go pick a room. Pam, I wanted that room.
I always get the one on the right first.
Well, tell that to Gina. She gets both, apparently, but no, that's mine.
No.
It's mine. I was the one who got this lake house. That's not ridiculous for me to want that bedroom.
Well, I was the one who booked it first, so...
How did you book this? Who do you know at Hotels.com? I'm the one with the contact. After all, I did a commercial for Hotels.com many times. No! This is ridiculous. Look at what I do for these friends and how they treat me. Peggy, make me a drink!
My full name is Patricia Pattinson, Roberta Roberts, Leanne Buckingham, Plantationville, St. Jude of Dying Children, LaBreza. But don't worry, if I have a Food Network show, I just told them they can call it Patricia's Shop.
I'm not a really big fan of the name Patricia's Shop. I mean, I don't really think it makes sense with the context of it. I could be overthinking it though.
It might surprise you, but along with cooking, I'm a huge crafter. Butter? You don't just cook with butter. You can craft with butter.
Peggy's always crafting things. Thankfully, she didn't bring her craft supplies on this trip. I wouldn't hang up any of Peggy's things in my house, unless I lived in an insane asylum. I'd do it then.
Ladies, I made us some cocktails.
Oh,
All right.
lovely.
I mean,
Thank you.
cheers. Welcome in. Thank you. This drink is really nice.
What is this?
It's a delicacy. It's just a cocktail I made up.
Well, what's in there?
2 shots of whiskey, 2 shots of gin.
Oh dear, that's not strong at all.
I think my drink is lovely. Thank you.
Nice.
Let me show you how to make a real drink, dear. That's how you make a drink. Oh, delicious.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to vacation.
Okay, but this spot is really cute, you know, aside from what is soon to become your impending alcoholism.
Oh, well, I did do a
least
PSA
someone
for
said.
beer once, so I'm fine. I love how blue the walls are. Look how blue they are.
I know, it's a nice pastel.
Oh, I love that word.
A little bit brighter than pastel, but
Okay, well, calm down.
I mean, I guess it matches that we're by the water, right?
true, very true.
It's a Ohio lake, so it's not that great. But... Oh, and I love these figurines. Who made these?
They're horrendous.
They're a little creepy.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, I love them.
Also, how would we know who made them?
I don't know, Peggy. Maybe I'll know who made this drink first.
This one was hand painted.
Oh, that's lovely.
It doesn't look like it.
Well, I love this table. You know me. I like a nice wooden
It's
piece.
very postmodern. I like it as well. This is a cute space. You guys did okay.
Simply stunning.
I agree. I mean, the walls are a nice color. That ceiling slope. It's a little short for my taste, but
Simply stunning.
much like the views outside.
What does this blue remind you of?
The ocean, which we are not near because we're in Miami, Ohio.
Oh, it reminds me of when I was in Tom Hanks' house. It was for one of those Hollywood parties, unfortunately. You know, you have to mingle with the best of them, but it's just simply stunning.
Is it only simply stunning because you booked it?
I thought you booked it.
Tom Hanks lives on a yacht.
That's what you lied
No,
to me.
we walked in and you said, "You're welcome for booking the house."
I know, but Pamela lied to me and said she booked the place, as if she knows anyone over at Hotels.com like I do, since I filmed the commercial with them. Which, by the way, was simply stunning!
Another drink?
Yeah, let's get another one. Cheers.
Yeah.
How's your drink, Dolorioes? Is it as strong as your Manhattan's?
It's probably as strong as your audacity, bitch.
I thought we were going to be good to each other on this trip.
When have you ever been good to anyone, Peggy? The last time you
I cook for you all the time!
No one wants your butter. You know what? I'm gonna take to my bedroom and get a rest in before we have to go out tonight.
I'm gonna go to the kitchen. My bedroom!
No, bitch. I was the one who talked to Juan Julio from Hotels.com. I get the bedroom I want.
Hi, I'm Gina. It's short for Regina, but no one really calls me Regina. I used to get a lot of Regina jokes when I was young. Like Regina, vagina, but I mean, it's kind of fitting for me now, if I'm thinking about it. Back to things that I like. I guess I like food. I like beer. I like beer. I don't know. I mean, like, I guess I am a woman of all worlds, one would say. I guess there is one thing about me that I suppose I should be pretty explicit on, but I feel like I'm not usually subtle, but I am bisexual. I'm also a bachelorette, so like just let me know if people are looking, because I'm always looking. But it's really kind of like both ways are always better than no ways. And I feel like I am just simple and I'm natural, you know, just kind of like the cheddar cheese of cheeses, right? Like simple, straightforward, goes great with everything. I mean, I think it could go good with popcorn. I also think it could go good with cobbler. That doesn't make quite as much sense, but like, you know what I'm talking about, you know? We're still talking about food when we could also be talking about beer, because I like both. In most facets of my life, I just generally like both.
I love being down at the beach. It reminds me of the time I won the Mrs. What was that competition? The Miss South Beach, Florida Keys Beachiest Queen Award pageant by Margaritaville. Yes! I won that back in the day. And the beach also reminds me of my deceased husband, Charles. Unfortunate, you know, that he's dead, but I know what he did! I know about the secretary! I know about the house in Cabo! I know he was fueling cocaine into his blood! I know what he said to my children about me! I know... Charles! I know about you! I know everything! I know about the secret account you had! And how you paid your slutty secretary! I know it, Charles! I know it! I just know it! I know it! I know it!
Goodness, who is Oh, hello, who's this?
Who are you? Do you live here? I know you don't live here.
You're right. Yes, sir?
I'm sorry, who are you?
Well, we're renting the place. We were supposed to be in Miami, Florida, but now we're here in Miami, Ohio. Ugh, it's terrible, I know.
As exciting as that story was, I need to know who you are.
Well, can you hurry up? My drink's getting room temperature.
Can you hurry up by providing me your driver's license information so I can run a background check?
I'm sorry, what is this about?
You are a stranger! I cannot feel comfortable in my home knowing that a stranger looking like you is next door.
Well, we'll let you know if we need a cup of sugar,
Okay,
because
I'll
you
let
don't
you know
need
if
it.
I call.
Oh my. Ma'am, I'm aware Ohio has an opioid problem. I was almost in the commercial for the Denial Ohio ads. But this is ridiculous.
Listen, I am also aware of this drug problem in Ohio. That is why I'm wondering why there's strangers
You think
next door.
I do drugs?
In Atlanta!
Oh,
My God, help me God!
Oh, lordy.
There's another one!
Peggy, please, I'm
What
trying.
is happening? Who are you?
I am Stacy. I would like to know who you are.
Well, we are renting this place right now and staying here on a little vacation.
Okay, great. Well, I'm Stacy. I would like to know your
It's
names.
very nice to meet you.
Thank you. At least I have
My
some
name is-
hospitality here.
My name is Peggy.
Hello, Peggy. Thank you for being calm and not this.
So it's four of us here. We're four best friends, you know, meeting after a while, just having a little vacation, just in case something happens.
Okay, well, just in case something happens, I would like to know your driver's license number, your driver's plates, so I can identify what cars are out there that aren't typically out there.
Is this the Terminator movies, which I was almost in, by the way?
For all I know, you guys could be murderers next door.
To be fair, if you keep this up, I will murder someone.
Dolorioes, we're not going to be murdering anyone. Remember, we're here just in case something happens to one of us.
Well, that's a little morbid, but you're right. You eat a lot of butter.
I hope nothing happens
That's
to you.
true.
I wouldn't want you to have to be found in that outfit.
Well, at least they
I
say this
mean-
lady had class if they found me dead in the alley, but I think someone else will be found dead in the alley, if you ask me.
Stacy has a point. I mean, what are you?
Says you wearing the scarlet letter dress from the book. Where's your letter, whore?
At least
This
she's
is
not
a
an animal.
wonderful burnt orange sundress.
Lordy. Well, I'm just letting you all know this is ridiculous. I find you presumptuous, and I find that fact is a red dress. So
Stacy, would you love to come in for a little
she
snack?
is not coming in for
I
a
mean,
snack.
it is a little cold out here.
Well,
and
she
I'm
can-
just
Because
standing
this
here.
is Miami, Ohio, and not Miami, Florida.
That's
We'll
right.
blame Pam. She's the one who put the reservations
I
on.
know.
Messed up again. Of course she did.
Are you gonna move so I can come in? Make a better door than window here.
You can come in, but I don't trust you to come upstairs.
Oh, thank you. It's not that I have the exact same house next door. Is this a dog door? What is this? Is this how
We
you
are
get out of
renting this
house?
property. We are not owners.
Thank God.
You invited her.
I'm coming out.
She's not allowed to have any of my vodka. Well, I haven't been this intimidated since I worked with Roman Polanski.
Stop it.
It was a
Like-
good show.
They're awfully large. I'm a pass on that.
Did you bake those, Peggy?
Maybe.
Those look like they were baked in the North Pole, not the South.
Will you offer her? Maybe she'd like a drink.
A drink would be lovely.
Would you like lying with that
Oh my
drink?
gosh, I need to go.
Well, we invited you into this nice house.
Nice, I've seen better
Stacy,
houses.
get back here right now. You were so rude on that front porch. I can't believe it.
You can leave your driver's license in my mailbox. Next
I'd rather leave an empty condom wrapper, you skank. Oh my God, the nerve of that bitch. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Peggy, this is the last time I trust you to bring anyone into this house. And what'd you cook that with? A volcano? Jesus Christ.
Cement. I was hoping you would eat it.
Oh my. Well, keep it up, but this is gonna be a murder weapon. Neighbor Stacy might solve a crime around here after all.
Go make yourself another cocktail.
Oh yeah?
Dolorioes.
I'm gonna eat this just to spite you, not because I like to. Tastes like shit!
We used to have a fifth girl in our group, actually. Her name is Beverly Richardson, and I mean, I don't know, I guess she's all right. I mean, if we're talking about all of us, Dolorioes is really kind of the mean girl. Like, she's the Rachel McAdams of the group, if I'm being honest. I'm pretty normal. I like to think of myself as the, like, average girl next door kind of person. Pam is the shifty one. Pam, I think you don't really want to mess with her. I mean, she's awesome to have in a fight, but if you're on her bad side, like, you're kind of screwed. And then Peggy, I mean, she's the homely one, but she makes cookies. Like, she comes with goodies and therefore is totally worth having in the group because, I mean, snacks. But Beverly, Beverly always really liked to wear those big poofy dresses, and like, she didn't look that bad in them really, but like, does anyone look good in those poofy dresses? I mean, well, that wasn't really why there was falling out, but I mean, it's kind of just been the four amigas ever since, so.
You girls remember that time when Beverly pulled out her wallet in front of a homeless man to give him money and she got robbed at gunpoint? What a dumb bitch.
Remember when Beverly fell while helping those orphan children off the ladder?
I do.
So stupid.
Oh, she really was. God.
Okay, but we cannot forget the time when Beverly was hosting that birthday party for her husband and she made homemade tapenade. Who eats tapenade? What is tapenade? Have you ever had tapenade? Did you even try it at that party?
No.
Yeah, I don't think anyone did. I think that
Did
went
it have butter in
untouched.
it?
I don't know. No, dear.
If it doesn't have butter, I'm not gonna try it.
I mean, I just feel like it was kind of rude to assume that anyone at the party would want to eat that.
True.
Like, I feel like she was always rude like that.
Oh, but do you remember that one time that Beverly confided in me about, being emotionally in love with her gay therapist?
Oh,
and
I do remember
She
that.
confided in the secret in me, like I wasn't going to tell anybody.
She did. I was the first person you told.
Can we be honest? I'm just waiting for the cameraman because I do like being in the show. Thank you, cameraman. Peggy, let's be honest. I can't believe she trusted you out of all of us to keep a secret around here.
I didn't tell anyone. Not even the people on my YouTube channel. Positively, Peggy.
Well, you could have told people on your YouTube channel because no one watches it, Peggy.
Ooh. No, that's rude.
I'm gonna have another bit of this bean dip.
You're really liking that bean dip, aren't
That's
you?
better than anything you've ever made.
It's definitely better than that tapenade.
Yeah.
I'm still upset
And this
about
is
it.
from that poor people grocery store, Aldi's. What? I go to Whole Foods a lot. I think I would have been more upset about losing Beverly as a friend, but I had some great advice from Andy Warhol, the pop artist. We were at Studio 54, and he says, sometimes you just have to shut this ugly place down. Funny enough, the next day, Studio 54 went out of business. And I think of that with Beverly. I also did a commercial for...
The thing is, I do shit around here all the time, and no one notices. But Beverly, I can't even begin. What she did was so messed up, and we will never, ever forgive her for that. That's why she's not here right now. I had to switch rooms because I actually hate those 3 stupid bitches. I became friends with them just because I was the only Asian in school. And so I became friends with Dolorioes, unfortunately, first. And then those 2 other dumbasses followed suit. And let's not forget Beverly, but we can't talk about her. I mean, look at me. Do you think I'm really jealous of those stupid bitches? I mean, I just fucking despise them. Honestly, I always thought I was the biggest bitch. However, just take a look at Dolorioes. I could never outbitch her. I mean, seriously. Have you heard her talk? Her fucking name is Dolorioes. She renamed herself that. It used to be Dolores. That bitch. God, you really can't. She is queen bitch. King bitch with those hands. The secret to my youth is that I'm actually a vegan. So no processed foods. I don't eat any junk, and I make sure to drink wheatgrass every single day.
I'm so glad that Beverly isn't here. Oh, she would just be so lame.
I know, if she was here, she'd probably ask us to go save some starfish down by the lake.
Does a lake have starfish? I thought that was saltwater.
Or she'll tell me to look up some sort of healthy vegan recipe, like I'm some sort of rabbit.
I'm vegan.
But I saw the McDonald's bag in the trash. I started to get a headset on breakfast this morning. We had a long night of drinking and, we're getting old now. Some a little older than others. So we can't, kick back like we used to when we were young. So, as we say in my Food Network show, butter, butter, butter! And what we also say in the Buckingham, Plantationville, St. Jude of Dying Children, LaBreza family is a lot of butter. Only goes a short amount away. Butter, butter.
We should wake her up, right?
Well, I'm not waking her up because do you remember the last time?
Yeah, I mean,
with Peggy?
Yeah, and she woke up in a rage and then she threw her on the floor. But like we all agreed 10 o'clock.
Nose goes.
Dolorioes? Hey, we agreed to be up by 10 and it's 5 after, so I think there's not a lot to do in Ohio. You wanna go run through a field? What do they do here? There's no mountains. I thought we were going to Florida. They told me Florida, so. Hey. Get the fuck up, Dolorioes! We agreed on 10.
Just 5 more minutes.
I made your favorite double vodka soda.
Double vodka soda. Oh, why did you say so, dumbass? The weather's gonna be very nice today.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that. I guess I looked it up this morning, like I do every morning.
Oh. On the phone or
Yeah,
AM radio?
No, there's an app. I mean, you have a cell phone, right? You have a smartphone?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, there's a...
You know, being a celebrity and doing all the commercials that I do, it just, you have to have a smartphone, you know. How about the local sports teams? They're sporting, aren't they? They're doing good.
Okay, I'm not a lesbian. I'm bi. I don't care about sports like the lesbians do.
But I don't care about sports either.
That was
I don't know how to talk to you, I'll be honest. When have we ever been one-on-one like this?
I guess not frequently.
No. And considering this conversation, maybe it should stay like that.
All right, ladies. I hope you're sitting down. I'm gonna serve you like they do on the Food Network.
Well, you're not there yet, Peggy, so calm down. Oh my god. Peggy, what is this?
Breakfast.
The butter is so congealed, it's just... Oh my god.
Dolorioes, how much butter would you like in your coffee?
In my Why would I want butter in my coffee?
It's a southern thing. And
toast?
I thought you were doing keto because you wanted to lose some weight.
Butter's not keto.
None of this is keto.
Butter is keto.
I don't want any butter in my coffee. I think I'm good there.
Well, fine.
Jeez.
But I brought you your favorite! A vodka water.
That is vodka water with butter in it.
Yes, it's a southern thing.
That is not a southern thing,
It
Peggy.
is. I love it. It's my favorite.
Then drink it.
All right, ladies. Who wants some shavings?
Is she walking out here with another stick of butter?
Are you shaving butter on top of our... Peggy, please.
Is this like Parmesan?
Yes.
I don't care if you're from the most south of Atlanta. This is just overkill and disgusting and morally wrong.
I've got nothing.
But it's butter. It's in my blood.
Now.
You know what's in my blood? Death.
Finally.
Sometimes Dolorioes is, well, bitchy. And I hate to say it like that because I have southern manners. But, you know, sometimes you just need to clock a bitch in the face.
I hate to say this because I'm a celebrity and celebrities shouldn't assault people, but sometimes I just want to punch Peggy in the face.
Honestly, I would punch either of those bitches in the face. But I'm afraid of Dolorioes' giant man hands. She would totally destroy me.
This freezer, it's emptier than my respect for John Travolta. And I bet Peggy did this. You could put vodka in the freezer, it doesn't freeze. Oh, amateur hour. See, now there's actually things in the freezer. And where are those limes I had earlier? People are always saying, you look so good for your age. And I don't tell people my age because they don't deserve a right to know. Do we have a knife somewhere in this household? I guess this will do. This is the kind of knife I'd use to kill Peggy with. Actually, no, Pam. Yes, Pam. So I like to make sure I get a nice amount of lime in my drink. So that's the first squeeze, and you want to drip that on the ice just like this. My name isn't Dolorioes Van Cambridge, and it is. As you know, I did a lot of commercial work back in the day. Actually, I almost did a commercial work for limes, but that damn bitch Tina Fey ended up doing the commercial. Just because she was in Saturday Night Live. Which these days is terrible. Anyone who likes the new Saturday Night Live clearly doesn't have a life. And you know what? That doesn't seem to be enough lime, so we're going to add a little bit more lime just to give it that flavor. I mean, you really don't need a mixer, especially the people like my daughter, Johnette, who put a little bit too mixers in their drinks, and that's how you get those empty calories, and it's a whole thing. You know what? I think it needs a little bit more lime, so I'm going to cut up another lime just in case. You know, you don't want to be too stingy on the limes, because you never know. There we go. This is a drink I used to make all the time when I'd go to Will Arnett's house for parties. Oh, hits the spot every time. So yes, that's the secret of making a good vodka drink. And did I tell you about the time when I ran into Raven Simone? It's funny, she actually...
Dolorioes!
What is it, dear?
Would you like a piece of pie?
Oh, I guess a little piece. You know, back in my day, I used to have pie all the time, but then there was those diet pills that were all the rage in the 80s, so I lost a lot of weight, but...
In the 80s? Do you even remember the 80s?
Yes, I do, because you weren't around then, in that time period of my life, so I remember it quite fondly. Oh dear, no, that's too big of a piece for me. Oh dear. We're gonna have to cut that. I just want a sliver.
A sliver?
Just a small piece.
I think a sliver in my language and your language is a different thing.
Okay, well, how about something quite smaller than that? How about that?
Quite smaller than that?
No, it needs to be small. Oh, Peggy, please. This is not Thanksgiving dinner. I can't indulge myself. Oh, Peggy, come on now. Am I a 10-year-old child celebrating my birthday? That's way too big of a slice.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know. I suppose I'll try and eat all that. A lot to ask me. Especially with us being on vacation. Now, did you make this?
Of course I did. It's a Dutch apple pie.
This vaguely looks familiar to me, Peggy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my god, what a huge crumb on top of the crust.
That's how you're supposed to make it.
Well,
In the South.
You don't have a Food Network show yet, dearie, so... I can't believe we didn't get enough supplies for lunch.
Well, you know, sometimes you have to do things. It's called errands, love.
I haven't ran an errand since 1963. Before I blew up. We all know what my first commercial was, don't
What,
we?
your asshole?
Irish soap, Irish soap. They don't play music like that anymore, do they, Peggy?
Thankfully, they don't play that commercial anymore.
Of course, Peggy wanted to go get groceries, but there was another emergency that we had to handle on our trip today.
Yeah, the emergency, it was that Dolores here was out of vodka.
Dolorioes, thank you.
It's Dolores.
Well, I saw this nice grocery shop, and I thought we'd stop.
I don't know about you, but this looks like a greasy fast food restaurant, not a grocery store.
Well, maybe they'll sell me some butter and sandwich sounded lovely.
I'm just gonna stick with getting the vodka and limes. That's the real reason we needed to leave the house.
Always is. I'm sitting right next to you.
Good, so you know I'm doing it to your face. I'm just saying, if she's going in to get groceries here, then count me out for lunch.
Gina, will you help me out here?
Gina, don't help her. Well, are you gonna go get your groceries or not?
I feel a little bit like I shouldn't be involved, but yeah, I'm gonna stay back here.
Should you have stayed back with Pam?
I haven't even seen Pam half this trip. Where is she?
Where the hell is Pam?
She at the strip club down the street like some filthy vagrant? Oh.
Maybe she's at Ziggy's.
Well, go get your goddamn lunch groceries. I can't... God, I don't have all day. What do I look like? You could have left the music on! Oh, gosh, Peggy, you drive like you haven't driven before. I mean, do we need to get you a license again or something? I don't know.
No, but maybe you should get your license again.
I have not driven in 40 years. These hands do not drive.
Your man hands.
I'll have you know, these hands won the 1972 Best Hands in Georgia competition. These hands have been in Georgia more than you've been in Georgia, Peggy.
Hi.
You were supposed to turn right! Ridiculous. Now we have to go the long way around. As if I want to stare at Ohio. Look at these houses. Gosh.
I mean, this is not my fault that we ended up in Ohio.
Well,
okay?
It's Pam's fault, and I haven't seen her since yesterday. She's probably...
Well, I thought she was back at the beach house. She's not there? Dolores, will you please put on your seatbelt?
I don't put on seatbelts. I thought we made this very clear. Hey, Gina is just back there. What are you even doing, Gina?
God, leave me alone.
Whatever.
I'm trying to.
Oh my God, you almost turned in front of that oncoming traffic. Ridiculous. I've had better driving from Gene Sinclair, who was my rival in high school, who almost killed me with a car.
I cannot wait to get some. I cannot wait to get vodka in your mouth so you can shut the hell up.
I've already had 10 glasses because...
I know you have.
All right, my lush lily pads. Lunch is served. Does this have pads of butter in it?
Peggy, this is a salad with butter on it.
I know, it's a tradition.
Wait, maybe it just comes with rolls. Are there rolls for this salad?
No.
I am so sick and tired of your Southern traditions. You know, you sound like an out-of-work improv actor, demanding people to come see their shows every 2 days. No, Charles, we can't come downtown to the comedy club. No, I'm not going to pay for parking. I'm not going to be solicited by homeless men. I am not going to pay $10 a drink for a total of $70 perhaps at the bar. It's outrageous and it's ridiculous and it needs to stop.
You are asking me, a Southern woman, not to use butter?
I am. You know why? Because you're not a Southern woman. You are using this accent as a charade. And frankly, it's tiring. It's more tiring than when they did that all-white production of A Raisin in the Sun down at the community theater.
What kind of a charade would this be?
The biggest one that's flown in since the 1920 election, dear. Oh, but I have a chicken salad.
Well, butter my biscuit and peach my cobbler. How dare you?
Oh my God, do you have these metaphors just coming out of your mouth naturally? Do you have a dictionary right there of Southern words?
It's obviously a dictionary.
Oh, it's really good though.
Yes, I know. You should try it with the butter.
Peggy, you were born in Pennsylvania and you are a Yankee.
What?
Yeah, we don't talk about Peggy being a Yankee. I thought that it would be funny once to make fun of her for it, but she went off on a diatribe with every single Southern metaphor you could think of to describe the type of firecracker she is when she goes off about how she is or is not a Yankee. She went through, I don't know, they say crazy things like, cut off my legs and call me Shorty. I'm not a Yankee. Straight from that into it must be the 4th of July because I'm shooting off. From that point, I have decided that it's not worth bringing it up again.
How dare you? I thought we made an agreement not to. If my name is not Patricia Pattinson, Roberta Roberts, Leanne Rhymes Buckingham, Plantationville, St. Jude of Dying Children, LaBreza. How dare you for being so obnoxiously overdramatic and rude.
Rude? You want to talk about rude, Peggy? What about your ex-husband? The one who went to jail for money laundering? That seems pretty rude to me.
No, Dolores. You're worse.
And what about your mailman? Didn't he turn out to be a child predator?
He may have been a pedophile, but At least he was nice and not rude.
Really?
Yes.
Touching children is nice these days. The standards are so
Oh,
low.
stop it,
It reminds me of a
Dolores.
commercial I did.
Dolores, of course it reminds you of one of those low-grade commercials you
My commercial was directed by Steven Spielberg. Is that low grade for you, Peggy?
It was
Steven Spielberg
not.
never did.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
he
you,
did.
Gina.
He was specifically commissioned by the government for a PSA.
Gina, at least one of us. Thank you.
Don't say at least one of us. When there's two of you over there with your butter.
Government PSAs are publicly funded. They wouldn't have been able to afford Steven Spielberg.
You know what, Gina? What do you know anyway?
I just told you.
You know what's funny though? Because we're talking about rude people, Peggy. What about your mother, of all people?
Don't you speak about my mother, you devil.
It's Dolorioes, not devil, I'll have you know. But
It's Dolores.
well, let's not get hasty, like your mother did with the drink.
Okay, okay. Let's just both calm down.
Remember when she would slip tails and have you go down to the store for a little bit of whiskey?
I said let's just both calm down.
In my life has Patricia Pattinson, Roberta Roberts, Leanne Rhymes Buckingham,
Here we go.
Plantationville, St. Jude of Dying Children LaBreza. How dare you?
No, I actually don't really mind the butter on the salad.
I don't mind it either, but... And the chicken sounds actually really good.
You know, I think maybe you should apologize. I think that both of you could probably make up.
Both of us. We get it, Gina, you're bisexual. And you bring it up more times than Anne Hathaway brings up her philanthropy when she's out with her friends. We get it.
That's the correct English sentence. You could both make up.
I should have stayed home.
We're really not good at one-on-one.
We're not.
Yeah.
It shows. I do realize I can be curt with people. So I figured I would try and apologize to Peggy. I'm about to go apologize to Peggy. Let's see how this goes. Peggy, dear, I thought it'd be important if I came and saw you. This is very hard for me to say. I don't really know how to do this, but I'm sorry for being honest about your mother's alcoholism. It just wasn't fair for me to bring up the facts so nonchalantly, so.
No, it's fine, Dolores. I got heated as well.
You did get heated, and that did upset me as well, so thank you for your apology. That really is what I came for.
Is there any way I can make it up to you?
Well, I think one thing is I appreciate you being a host, but some of the dishes get a little over buttered. So if we could scale that down, because sometimes when I get your dish, I do feel like I'm on a fast track to diabetesville.
You are going to die very soon anyway, so...
I think I have a good decade or two. Unlike you.
But you also know I can't stop cooking with butter.
Well, I mean, if Tracy.
It's better than oil.
If Tracy Chapman could stop getting into fast cars, I think you can stop getting into the butter scene.
Well, I'm so sorry.
Thank you for having this conversation with me.
You're
But
welcome.
I will say, for the record, I did a lot for the alcoholics community, for people like your mother.
Oh, I think it was more for people like yourself.
Well, I did that PSA, and there was that jingle, don't drink, and if you do drink, be careful. Remember that? It aired on like CBS back in the 70s.
Oh, I remember, but I also remember you not taking your own advice.
Oh, dear, I don't need the advice. I just have 10 glasses a day. That's healthy for a woman like my age and my libido. Libido, is that a familiar word to you? Or?
Oh, I know it's very familiar to you.
Well,
Well, let's just move on.
I can always move on with you, dearie.
Wonderful.
Just no more butter, please.
Too bad.
No, we don't really go out to dinner often now that I'm thinking about it. I guess we're not really that kind of friend group. I mean, Something always gets sent back to the kitchen.
Well, you know me and my southern ways. I'd rather, stay at home and cook a nice home-cooked meal for everyone. But we've decided to go to a local restaurant nearby. Oh, I hope they have butter.
We decided to go to a skeezy local restaurant, which was hard for me, but I figured it'd be better than Peggy's deadly food, if you ask me.
Once again, Pam ditched us. Of course, she booked the dinner and then says, I have to go take a bath, otherwise I'll dry out like Lindsay Lohan in rehab. Ridiculous. I have a feeling she just booked this vacation, booked this dinner, booked it all, just to spite us. The food better be good here. Doesn't look like it is, but... Well, I haven't seen a menu this amazing since the cast of E.T. with Drew Barrymore. Remember that? Oh. What are you thinking, Peggy?
Probably something with butter.
Yeah, of course. Weird, I was thinking maybe something without butter would be delightful for you. Maybe a change of pace.
Okay, but is it just me, or does the fish look divine? They even have a photo of it next to the description.
I think it's just you, Gina, because anyone can tell the beef looks exceptional.
I mean, it's been a while since I've had fancy food.
Well...
Why is that, Gina?
Because I'm more into casual eating, I mean, not everyone can afford to go out to an expensive restaurant. This is a vacation after all.
I can tell you're more casual than Danny DeVito with a hot dog cart.
Oh, and the fish appetizers, look at this. Crab cakes, sushi, salmon fritters.
Well, do any of those dishes have butter?
Hi there, everyone. I'm Susan. Can I get you started with some drinks tonight?
Yes, I'll take 2 double vodka sodas.
Was that 2 double vodkas or just 1 double vodka with 2 extra shots? Would that be like a 4-shot?
I may be old, but I'm pretty sure I know what I said and I don't repeat myself, so... Oh, and you know what? I'd like some water, too.
Alrighty, 2 double vodkas and a water.
You know what? And can you add ice to that water?
We sure can.
You know what? No ice.
Okay, so 2 double vodkas and ice.
You know
water.
what? Half ice in the water.
Alrighty, so we'll do the 2 double vodkas and the water.
With?
Half ice.
Half ice. Thank you.
Okay, I'll just do a regular beer then.
So, do you want the regular lager or the porter or?
The regular brand beer.
But would you like the regular brand? Do you want to do the IPA or the Session Fall Brew, the Oktoberfest?
Yeah, you know what? Let's just have an Oktoberfest. Fine, that's
Wonderful.
fine.
Waitress, I'm so sorry that Gina's being difficult. It's not the first time she's had to choose between 2 different things. And by the way, if you don't have extra lime in those 2 vodka double sodas, I'm going to be very upset with you.
And I'm being difficult.
Alrighty then. So, what can we do for you, ma'am?
I think I'll have something southern.
Oh, cool.
Maybe a mint julep or a mojito.
I'm really sorry, but I'm not sure the bar has the herbs necessary to make those drinks. Is there something else I could get for you today?
How do you call yourself a restaurant if you don't have herbs?
It's actually herbs, ma'am. The H is silent.
Well, that is blasphemous.
I think you mean blasphemous, ma'am.
Susa, dear, she's Southern. She really doesn't know what she's saying half the time. I mean, it's like trying to do an SAT test with her over here. She needs the prep.
That is not true. I have a wide vocabulary.
Okay, I'm gonna just go check on the bar and see if we can do that mojito. Is there anything else I can get for you?
Could I also get a small dish of butter?
For the rolls?
Oh, no. No. I would like a small dish of butter, have it mostly melted, but just that little dollop. Just a little dollop of the butter. Still there.
Just in case, since Pam picked the restaurant and isn't here, I brought some just in case the food's bad.
Oh.
It's very considerate of me.
And your mojito?
Dang.
And the side of butter. A little bit weird, but we'll go with it. Alrighty.
Yeah. We'll keep it up, dear, and I'll make sure to have a nice crisp $5 bill for you at the end of the night.
Oh, how generous. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, what can we get started for you ladies tonight?
How is the steak cooked?
The steak, we can cook it any way you like it.
No. I mean, is it with oil, margarine, butter?
I mean, I could go and check if you'd like.
Oh, no. Don't worry. I'll just, order something that I know has butter in it. Mac and cheese.
I'm really sorry, but actually that's our vegan mac and cheese, so it has neither milk nor butter. Is there anything else we can interest you in tonight?
When the waitress, Suzanne was the waitress's name? I don't know. But when she told Peggy that the mac and cheese was made with milk and not butter, I thought Peggy was going to burn the place down with their oil.
Well, I'm going to need more time with this menu.
You've had 20 minutes, Peggy, please.
Dolorioes, do not push me. Why don't you order since you're so good at ordering people around?
I'll take the chicken parmesan. And I'd like a side Caesar salad with no parmesan, no croutons, and no Caesar salad dressing. And can you add tomatoes, add onion, add cucumber, and ranch?
We should be able to do that. Would you like either the chicken or steak for $2 extra?
Oh, sweetie, this is a side salad. It's a supporting dish. It's not a starring dish.
So just to be clear, you want a regular side salad with ranch then?
No, I said I'd want a side Caesar salad with no croutons, no cheese, no Caesar dressing, add tomato, add onion, add cucumber, and add ranch. That's what I want. With my chicken parmesan. Don't forget that. Also, some more limes. You only brought one with double limes. Oh, I noticed.
Absolutely. We'll get that corrected for you right away.
Well, what do you like? I mean, what would you recommend?
Personally, I really enjoy our panko encrusted chicken cooked over a cauliflower mash and with some of our bacon Brussels sprouts.
That doesn't actually sound very good to me, to be honest. Other options?
Well, we have a steak topped with cauliflower, onions, braised with our creme sauce, and served with our world-class risotto.
Jan, that's not an exciting dish.
What?
I mean, please continue. I do want to hear the specials.
We also have a lamb with quail's egg.
It's boring. I don't want any of that. Did any of that sound good to you?
It all sounded very good. Except the chicken parmesan.
Okay.
The Caesar salad, actually no Caesar. Okay.
As long as it has butter in it.
Okay, is there anything else?
Well, we have the fish sandwich served with fries.
Oh, okay, that sounds perfect. I'm gonna get a fish sandwich for sure.
We also have an encrusted salmon.
Oh no! Now there's options.
Really? The options between a moldy fish sandwich and a hopefully good seared salad?
You know what? I could have both, right?
Oh, Gina,
God.
there you go again.
We get it. You're bisexual. Oh.
Well, you seem awfully interested in the fish.
Yeah, I mean, never say no to fish.
I swear on the grave of my grandfather who died from complications of a broken foot, I have had enough fish talk, and if it continues, I'm going to burn this entire restaurant to the ground. Oh, I couldn't eat another bite, not even if a handsome boy was on my plate, which there was a few opportunities back in Hollywood.
I quite agree. I am so glad that I got the fish. I went down on that fish.
Okay.
Well, I'm very surprised I finished that butter.
I'm not.
Alright, everyone. Shall we do dessert? We do have an upside-down pineapple cake. That kind of sounds southern.
What the hell is a southern pineapple upside down cake?
Well, she didn't say it was southern, she just said it's kind of southern.
Oh, how can you be kind of southern?
Well, that's kind of your whole shtick, I think.
I mean, it feels southern.
I mean, you just can't pretend to be southern.
Oh my gosh, you are so right. I learned in my Pride, Power, and Privilege at the seminar that cultural appropriation is simply terrible. I mean, I feel so terribly wrong for stealing your culture and heritage. That is such a shameful thing to me to do, and I'm deeply sorry.
I don't even know what she just said.
Are there any dessert options that marry sweetness with fish?
Oh, God.
I like fish.
Yeah, we know.
I'll just be right back with the check.
Thank you. I don't think these degenerates deserve any dessert. I mean dessert. I'm thinking of why I'd want to be in a desert right now. That's how bad this was.
Alrighty, well, here's the check.
Is it just one? We usually split the bill. You know, I mean, I don't.
Well, you know what, Gina? Let me handle it. I'm quite successful with all my commercial money. I mean, I made so much money alone off my Tourism for Maine commercial.
It was the one where he said, "It's okay about Stephen King's books. Here in Maine, it's quite the nook."
Well, I guess the rhymer was away for that because that rhymed just as well as, having peach not on a cobbler.
Okay, you know what? I'll take the check.
How could I, Patricia Pattinson, Roberta Roberts, Leanne Buckingham, Plantationville St. Jude of Dying Children, LaBreza? Why would I, Patricia Pattinson, Roberta Roberts, Leanne Buckingham, Plantationville St. Jude of Dying Children, LaBreza, let you take the bill?
I ask if you need any, but it seems like you have a great stomach for that speech.
Honest question. Do you get paid every time you say your whole ridiculous ass name?
I'm just gonna handle the check. You know I get it my way.
Oh, like you did with that quarterback?
I'll have you know he was a terrible kisser, and I gave him a little bit of love. But
All right,
really
Dolorioes, you got a chicken parm. That's like $10. It's like the cheapest thing on the menu.
Well, you would know about being cheap, wouldn't you, Gina, with that blues?
I actually don't really care who pays the check, but I do want to inform you all that it does have the gratuity calculated into it because this was such a complicated party.
Complicated, and we are 3 people. How is that complicated? Well, we would have been 4, but Pam ditched us for a bath. Ridiculous. I still am upset with you, Pamela.
It's okay, Susan. I'll add an extra couple of bucks in there if I'm the one who pays the check.
Suzanne, don't listen to her. When they refer to the 1%, they're referring to me, not the 99%.
Her name is Susan. It's Susan.
Meanwhile, the 99% of what you do say annoys everyone. Sousa, when I become on the Food Network and my show Patricia Shop happens, I will make sure to hire you as my assistant.
And Susie,
Her name is Susan.
And here's part of my tip. Don't you take a job with this whack job who wouldn't get on Food Network even if she was made of food.
I'm actually not looking for another job. Just to let you know.
You might actually remember me from my commercial from Febreze. I was the person who was blindfolded and walked into the room and it was like, "Oh, that smells great," and it was an old garbage fire. Do you remember that? And here's another free tip for you. Don't indulge yourself with butter.
I just eat the vegan mac and cheese.
Look at Mitsubishi, already applying my life's knowledge.
Her name is Susan.
You obviously can't be my assistant anymore, you know that, right?
Okay, as long as I get a card, I don't care.
Well, you know what? We're going to be a minute here, Suski, so why don't you go get that dessert menu after all? Thank you. Thank you. It's ridiculous. And yes, I want another vodka. 2 limes. Light ice. Tonic. Sousaphone. If you're not busy, I know you're not because you don't really work that hard. Who is that hot bartender down there?
I'd be happy to go check for you.
Please do. Sweetie, I have to admire your beauty. It's quite stunning, as we say in the Hollywood industry. It's top notch.
Why, thank you. My husband appreciates it too.
Husband? What do you mean?
Well, I'm married to a man.
In this economy?
He makes good money, unlike that cheap sweater he's wearing.
Are you a manager, sir? I had it with this establishment. First of all, the food I thought it needed flavor. I mean, have you heard of salt? I would love if someone could hear of salt. That would be lovely. And second of all, the bartending staff were absolute train wrecks. And not to mention, it was very disheartening when that gay man was the bartender because I was hitting on him. Don't the gays have enough employees as marketing people? And what else do the gays do? I don't know. I'm an old straight woman who did a lot of commercials with gay men. I'll have you know. I'm very open to that, but it was still a disappointment to add to the list of ever-growing, increasing frustrations in this place.
And what would you like me to do about that?
You tell me, you're the manager here.
And you're the one that came to me in my kitchen.
Well, is this a kitchen? Or like a brothel by the looks of it? It looks like you're keeping some girls back here. Is Daniel Craig gonna walk in? Is this taken?
Yeah,
well, that's Liam Neeson. You know what? I didn't work with Liam Neeson. How am I supposed to keep track of all these boring straight men? Except for the bartender who I thought was straight. Don't get me started on that bullshit.
Again, I don't know what you want me to do.
A refund would be great. An apology would be great.
For what?
I just listed everything I had a complaint with.
But none of that is... So you're complaining that you're at a gay bar with a gay bartender?
Wait, is this a gay bar? Are you serious? And I'm seeing salt up there. Why couldn't that salt have been in my gay bar's gay dinner or whatever you're serving around here? You know who I blame? I blame Pam. She's the one who made the reservations and she's nowhere to be found.
I think it's not salty enough because it's mostly done on you. You're salty enough for our food. So unfortunately...
I'll have you know that when I worked with the hairstylist to Ariana Grande, I was called sweeter than a pecan something or other. I don't know. Peggy's the one with the southern metaphors. I can't memorize them.
There's not much I can do for you.
Not even an apology.
Well, I'm not really sorry about anything.
How about this outfit for once? Can you apologize for that? I feel like I'm talking to a out-of-work bouncer.
You look like an out-of-work nurse.
I'll have you know, I nursed a few people back to health on the set of MASH when I had a 3-episode arc as a nurse, who then contracted gonorrhea.
I keep thinking about how Beverly would have loved this trip.
Too bad we cut her out of the group.
Well, it wasn't like it was an easy decision.
Well, I mean, how much longer were we gonna keep up with Beverly's bullshit?
I think the same thing about you bitches all the time.
Remember that time when Beverly canceled the trip to Bermuda? Because her daughter got into a car accident?
And her daughter was only in the hospital for a few weekends and weeks. I mean, seriously. You know, Beverly's probably doing something really pretentious right now.
Like what? And you're not?
Okay, but really though, what do you think Beverly's doing right now? I mean, she's gotta be doing something, right?
Well, I think that we could have her children check in because according to Beverly, she's the best mom on the earth according to these kids of hers.
Did Beverly's kids really say that?
Apparently, but it's hearsay.
Don't you see all those Facebook posts?
That Facebook?
Well, apparently Beverly's kids, they're super grateful to have her as a mom. And I don't believe that because my kids never said that about me.
Well, I mean, I don't blame them.
I think they're just being boastful.
I mean, do you think we should call her? I mean, to like check in, would that be
Look,
weird?
I mean, it might be weird. No. We kind of cut her out of the group.
I don't, but now we're like thinking about her.
We haven't talked to her in 30 years.
Yeah, that's
we just had
honestly
this
not.
whole extended conversation about.
Girls,
Okay.
you're either the piece of toilet paper or you're the person using the toilet paper. And I'd rather be the person using the toilet paper than the toilet paper. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, actually, I did a commercial for toilet paper.
Of course you did.
Yeah, for years we've always been getting each other presents. I mean, Dolorioes usually gets vodka, I'll get Pam some socks, and Peggy's usually just happy with butter, but I mean, that whole time, tensions have just been growing with Beverly, so.
Well, I remember the exact day it happened. It was the same day that Beverly had us doing some sort of charity gala, and we were supposed to exchange Christmas presents on the same day. Well, let me tell you, Dolorioes was not very happy about that.
Listen, I wasn't upset because the event was for charity. I was upset because I spent a lot of time working on that event for charity. It's like I'm not made out of money, Beverly. You know, just don't tell me, oh, I need a little help. And the next thing you know, I'm just there day in and day out. And here's the best part. You'd think someone of my grace helped Beverly. You'd think that she'd, give me a fruit basket, a brie cheese sample plate, a box of chocolates, a gift card to Olive Garden. Do you know what she gave me? A thank you card in the mail. Like I'm some kind of peasant in Serbian England in the 1300s. What? It's ridiculous.
That was the same year that Beverly had Gina lick 15,000 envelopes. Gina almost lost her tongue. It's a real thing.
I did not come close to losing my tongue. I mean, it was numb for a while. I had a lot of scar tissue that I had to deal with. I mean, a tongue paper cut is a lot more difficult to explain than one might think it would be. But I mean, I can't even imagine living without my tongue. I mean, how would I eat fish or drink beer? Because both.
By the way, this all happened in the same year when Beverly went vegan. And you best believe that pissed Peggy off. I mean, really, how could you do that to Peggy? And yourself, but...
Well, it was like telling a gay person not to be gay, or an alcoholic not to drink booze, or Dolorioes not to be dramatic. You just don't say those things.
Beverly was a sweet lady. We had our differences about 30 years ago. We went out to lunch and she ordered half the things on the menu, including a prime rib steak. And then she went to the bathroom and never came back. So I got stuck paying the bill.
You know, because I'm a nice person and because I have the best house out of the four of us, I was hosting Christmas that year. I normally do anyway, but just to paint the scene for you. And I was so generous, I had fish appetizers for Gina because she loves fish, and I had all these buttery goody things for Peggy, and, well, I went out of my way for everybody. You're welcome.
So Dolores brought fish and eggnog for the other girls. I mean, who drinks eggnog and then eats fish with that?
So there we were, handing out our Christmas gifts. And Beverly hands hers out and says, I've gotten you all the same thing, and I need you to open it at the same time. So we did. And she got us all matching tea cozies. She gave us tea cozies?
I just remember there being a long silence. And it was all kind of fishy. Like, we all opened the present at the same time. None of us really drank hot tea. So we didn't know what to do with a bunch of tea cozies. Or like what we would do with them. I don't know if I will ever choose to become a tea drinker. Not when there's beer in the world.
Honestly, I just think Beverly was racist, and she thought I liked tea.
Oh yes, I love homemade gifts. Oh, I couldn't lie on that one. You got me. Yeah, the producer knows. He knows I couldn't get through it. Homemade gifts. Oh.
It was just a terrible gift. And on top of being terrible, Beverly was just simply a terrible friend.
I mean, don't you guys think that it's probably time to forgive her? Peggy, don't you think it's time to forgive her?
I mean, I'm conflicted.
And?
Well, the southern lady in me wants to forgive Beverly. And the southern lady in me wants to continue to hold revenge against Beverly for eternity.
Is that your Christian upbringing?
And let me know if either of those two southern women happen to walk into this place, because we all know you're not.
I'm a very forgiving person. I once forgave the man that shot my sister. I mean, I feel like that's really big of me. But, I mean, well, I suppose it wasn't my favorite sister, so... It's not like I wanted her to die, but I forgave him, okay? Which I feel like is a big step, like, for anyone.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. Tea koozies? I think she was trying to be racist.
Racist?
Towards you? Wait, hold on. Specifically. A thoughtless bitch.
I just remember it was in my luxurious house, and I wanted to kick her out of my house, but I had these brand new shoes on, which I did a commercial for, and I couldn't bear getting them scuffed up by that rag. That's all I know.
And I I don't mind Beverly. I mean, Beverly was fine when she was in our friend group. But, like, at least buy us better presents.
And it was a homemade
Stuff
gift.
we use.
Yeah, well that and it's
I don't
homemade.
get who drinks fucking tea anyways. Like what's
Oh, come on. If there's anything to drink, it's vodka. But,
Yeah. Drinks tea.
What?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Oh dear. Oh dear, how do I... You'd think I'd know how to use a phone by now. Hello? Oh, it's Johnette, my daughter. Johnette, how are you? Yes, vacation's going great. Now the girls are, well, they're okay, but... Well, I'm sorry that your divorce proceedings meant you couldn't come on the trip, and Oh, Johnette, you wouldn't want to be here anyway. Yeah. Well, yes, we were supposed to be in Miami, Florida, but instead Pam booked the plane to Miami, Ohio, so we're on some dowdery-looking Ohio town, and there's a lake that looks like you get E. coli from swimming in. Yes, dear? Oh, yes, you're right. It is like the time in 2000 when we were supposed to go to Spain, and Pam booked us the trip to Mexico. Oh, instead of having Barcelona art, I was stuck drinking dirty martinis on a dirty beach. Oh, very similar to this trip, except not as many attractive men. Wait, what? Oh my gosh. Johnette, are you serious? Oh dear. This is a tragedy. How did it happen? Oh, that's totally the way it would happen. Oh dear. Oh, I haven't been this upset since the 4th Indiana Jones movie. Yes, why do they need to make that? It was just so ridiculous. Truly a shame to the entire collection. Oh, Crystal Skull bullshit. Oh dear, well, Johnette, I better go have... I think I have to go tell the girls. Yes. What? No, Johnette, you can't have... I don't care if the local Dairy Queen's doing a buy one, get one on Blizzards. No, you're on a diet. Oh, and that's the Blizzard... You got the Butterfinger Blizzard? Who gets the Butterfinger Blizzard? Jesus, at least you could have gotten the regional or a seasonal or whatever. Like a berry pie blizzard or something that's unique. Oh, leave it to your mother. Well, thank you for the news and, yeah, I'll be okay. I mean, if I survived what they did to the Indiana Jones franchise, dear, I think I can survive this. I got a call from my daughter Johnette about some very upsetting news. I'm not good at telling bad news. Well, except when I tell my daughter Johnette that she's fat. That I'm really good at.
She said she wasn't good at telling people bad news. I mean, someone should probably tell her the bad news that she's actually really good at telling people the bad news.
Oh dear, Peggy, where are the girls? Oh.
Why? What happened?
Oh, the worst thing just happened ever.
Like what?
Well, what do you think the worst thing is that ever happened?
There's no butter in the fridge?
Oh my... There's no butter in the fridge. There's plenty of butter in the fridge. That's not the worst thing that ever happened. Oh, and by the way, while we're on this discussion, where is it? Where is this goddamn... I saw what that Irish butter... Oh, here it is. You told me you brought cultured food items, and you were referring to this Irish butter?
Mm-hmm. It's cultured. It's Irish.
If you think Irish men are cultured...
Oh, can we get back to what is the task is at hand? What happened?
Where is Pam? Where is Gina?
They're somewhere, obviously, in here. Where would they have gone?
Well, we need to gather them. What is that sound? Oh, God. Who is knocking at the door? Oh, my gosh, it's you! It's that neighbor, Stacy! It's that neighbor! What are you doing? I'm gonna call the police!
Not if I call them first!
And why would you call the police first? This is our house, this villa that we're renting!
I don't know you!
Well, that doesn't give you a right to be knocking on this property. It's already a cheap place anyway. You're gonna break the door down.
That's not my fault.
Oh, I am so calling. What's the number again? 826?
God, the crow's feet on you.
What, do you have anything better to do? Like, I don't know, go murder someone, you serial killer?
I'm trying to garden. but you are yelling over
Gardening
here.
at this time?
Is it the best time to
What are you,
garden?
Tom Brady, with your inflated footballs or something? You up to a legal no-good scammer, you? I didn't mean Tom Brady. I meant the serial killer. What was his name? That handsome one in Seattle?
Why are you studying serial killers?
Oh, he had the cast on. I really don't know his name. And he'd go up to people with the cast and...
This
Oh,
conversation
gosh.
is exhausting.
It's
Can
not
you
Tom
just
Brady.
leave?
Tom Hancy Roberts?
This doesn't make any sense.
Well, get out of here. I don't care what your name is, neighbor
If you would
Stacy.
keep it down, I didn't have to come over here in the first place.
Well, tell that to... I just got some bad news about a friend
I don't care.
who died. And we were close like 40 years ago, so...
Well, I'm sorry to hear
Feel
your
bad for me.
friend
I
of
expect-
97 died. It happens to everyone. I hope you die soon.
Well, you know what? Good luck, because I just filmed a commercial for those telekinesis products or whatever that, like, extend your life, and they gave me a sample, and it's like, oh, the telomeres in your body, we're gonna lengthen them up, we're gonna make you live longer. So see that commercial on ABC.
Are you sure it wasn't a commercial for AARP Senior Edition?
It was definitely not a commercial for you, whack child. Now get out of here!
Fine.
Sorry, it was that neighbor Stacy again.
Are you alright?
Oh, I had to run a little bit.
What's wrong with you? You look like you're about to take a shit.
I'm just emotionally and mentally and physically exhausted right now. I have some really bad news, girls. I got a call from my daughter, Johnette, and Beverly Richardson has passed away.
She was such a sweetheart.
Our best friend,
We
Beverly.
were just talking about her. That
We loved her
spirit.
so much.
She was kind and charitable, and I just don't understand.
What's so sad is the way she died. She was making cookies for the homeless and slipped on the batter
So
and
generous.
fell on the
She
aluminum.
would always do such amazing things for the homeless people.
But it was really sad. The Goodwill people came to collect things, and that's how they found her. Goodwill. Except there was no Goodwill. There was a dead body in the kitchen.
On aluminum. Sprawled out, covered in cookies.
I don't think I can handle this news. Oh, I feel so faint. Oh.
What do you need? Are you alright? Do you
No.
do you need some water? Some saltines? Both.
Actually, could you get me a vodka drink, please?
Yes, okay, okay.
And use the top shelf vodka that we have. We have a well vodka in there. Please don't use that.
Dolorioes.
Wait, Gina.
Yes?
Do we have like a splash of juice or something?
Just get her anything.
And then do we have limes, perhaps? Don't use the regular ones. Cut it up and cube it, maybe. I don't want like a whole lime slice in there. This bad news. Oh God. Oh.
Alright, here.
Oh,
Look, there's a huge wedge of lime
Well,
in
that's
there
not
for
really what I
you.
wanted, but thank you.
Alright.
Dolores is such a dramatic bitch. The only time I've seen her fall like that is Bobby Murphy in the 12th grade. Wow, this is some heavy stuff.
Thanks, babe.
I don't know how to feel right now.
Oh, do you remember that time that I worked with her in a soup kitchen?
Oh!
Mm-hmm. On Christmas time.
Where was I for that?
You said you didn't want to go and help because you'd rather kill yourself than help the poor.
I don't think I said that. I think I just said I'd rather kill myself than serve on Christmas Day. After all, Christmas Day is meant to be spent with the family. I mean...
Well, sure, I guess. But anyways, so we were working in the soup kitchen and we were making dinner and I was making some fried chicken because...
It's Christmas, though. Where's the ham?
Well, it was, in South...
Will you let her tell the story about Beverly, please?
Thank you. In the South, fried chicken is a delicacy.
Okay, get to the story.
Anyways, so we were doing that, and I was making fried chicken and fried okra, and
This is about Beverly, not about Dolorioes.
and while I was cooking and everything, because I was obviously the only one qualified to do so.
Okay.
Well...
She was serving everyone, and with every plate she would serve, she would give an inspirational quote or talk about how, God has a plan for you, and everything's going to be okay, and if you just pray,
Well, I have a story. Well, we were going to the opera. Beverly loved the opera. You know, she worked very hard for all the homeless, so very rarely did we get to go to the opera. And you know that Asian buffet next door to the opera house?
Of course.
With the you didn't like it, sweetie, because remember, they make everything with oil. Right? Yes, we don't take you there.
I remember,
Yes. You got into a fight with the hostess?
I did.
You said she was a
What was
fat...
her name?
Oh, I don't even know, but I remember you called her a fat Amy Poehler. Or was that me? That might have been me.
That was
So we were definitely at the buffet, I remember that.
Was you?
And we had a leftover selection. And if I recall, you know, Beverly had her box, and well, this was after the opera, right? I mean, not after the opera, after the opera. Sorry, just celebrities on the brain, I was in a commercial. So, we're walking back to our car with our leftovers, and I was, you know, walking in. This homeless man comes up to us, and he's like, "Do you have any food?" And I was like, "Of course not. I had some leftovers, but they were for my dog, Sharon. I had 2 crab rangoons and some lo mein and some sweet and sour chicken and a couple of those ribs that are really good. My dog.
It's not leftovers.
Well, it's a lot, and it was for my dog. But
It was for your dog.
But
That's what
Beverly-
you always say.
well, it was.
I've seen you eat your food.
Okay.
Can I tell the story about Beverly?
Beverly.
Beverly, we are here for Beverly.
Beverly.
Beverly. So then I remember Beverly kind of got in there, and she had a box, and there was 2 egg rolls in her to-go box, which I felt at the time, well, why do we need a to-go box for 2 egg rolls? But she had them. And
You could have given them to your dog.
well, here's what she did with those egg rolls. Beverly goes to the homeless man and says, "God has a special treat for all his children, and every step on the earth has meaning, even if it doesn't feel like there's meaning in that step." And she hands that homeless man those 2 egg rolls, and he was like, "Thank you, ma'am." And Beverly said, "I'm going to pray for you this Sunday." And she invited me to go to church, but Sunday at 9 a.m. is too early for me, girls. I'm on those actors' hours. It's a little rough. But...
You know what? I'm having a bit of PTSD. What is that called? The repressed memory?
Repressed memory.
You're
That's not what it's
remembering
called.
one?
I don't know.
I remember Beverly and I were traveling together, and where were we going? It was on that trip 30 years ago, like 35 years ago.
Oh,
You
Lord.
girls remember? It was just us 2.
Do we remember? Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, so I don't remember because I wasn't on the trip.
It was just you and Beverly, right?
That's because we didn't like you then.
Oh.
Anyways,
I get that.
if I remember correctly, we picked up a hitchhiker.
Oh?
And because Beverly is a good fucking person. And we picked up a hitchhiker. And he tried to rape and murder us.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
How?
What did-
How?
Why haven't you told us this?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. I said I had PTSD and this was a repressed memory. God damn it.
Very repressed, clearly.
Anyways,
35.
Beverly somehow managed to talk her way out of it. That damn Beverly. She was always so good at doing that, wasn't she?
What did she say to this hitchhiker?
I don't fucking remember. It was a repressed memory. I'm just remembering it now.
Oh dear, and you didn't go to the constable? The police officer, the police, the Navy, someone of, I don't know.
What is
Are
this?
we British?
Irish? Scotland Yard?
Why don't we ask her? She's the one who got the Irish butter.
Is that culture?
Whatever. Let's get back to Beverly.
Okay,
Back to
yes,
that.
back to, she's the one who died after all.
She is the one who died.
Yes, very true.
She was such a good person. Let's not forget how good of a person she was.
I don't
Even
know
though we
if
were talking shit about her for quite some time, because she was a bitch that what
She had her moments.
Yeah,
we all
she
had
had
our
her-
moments.
we all had our moments.
Well, that is an unbelievable story.
Yes.
I can't believe that.
I can't believe it happened either. It just kind of popped into my head just at this moment.
I understand now why it was repressed.
Yes. Yeah, it's unbelievable because it didn't happen.
So Beverly's gone. Beverly's gone.
Beverly's gone.
Wow, she was the best one among us, I think.
Well, except for that time she gave us a tea cozy.
Oh.
But
It's hard to forgive.
it is her death, so I think we can forgive her for that, right? Right?
If I can forgive Harrison Ford for not inviting me onto the set of, what was that movie he did? With
Beverly.
Oh, sorry, you're right. If I can forgive anyone, I think I can forgive Beverly.
I agree. Forgiven. But she can't forgive Harrison Ford.
Well, I mean, why wasn't I called for that?
Beverly.
Why? Why?
Beverly. Sorry, Beverly.
Beverly. We're thinking of Beverly. You know, with Beverly dying, it's a great reminder to celebrate life. Even if the life isn't worth celebrating.
So as sad as it is that Beverly died, I feel like this experience and this like trip that we were all on here together has brought us a lot closer together. And like with the knowledge of Beverly's death, we now know who is important in our lives. I mean, aside from Beverly dying, and she's as far away as it is to get, really. I love the rest of them, though. That's what we're trying to get out of this trip.
You know, the last time I ran into Beverly, it was at the Macy's Macement, you know, where they have all the Clarence items. And I wasn't shopping for myself, I was actually picking up things for Johnette, you know, great deals. But I remember seeing her, and it wasn't for long. And I just wanted to tell her one thing. I just wish I could have told her one thing. To not buy those leggings that she was holding up. They would have looked terrible on her sloppy ass.
I never know what to expect when we get all of these ladies back together. Dolores, dramatic, whoever knows. Gina, you won't talk about that. And then Pam, simply a bitch. But it is wonderful to get the ladies back together. Drink some wine.
You know, I probably should have been there for Beverly at the end. Unless we had to feed those homeless men. I'm sorry, Beverly, I can't do that anymore. It's draining, it's exhausting, and they all stare at me because I'm gorgeous. I get it, you like giving back, and I do too, within reason.
Let's be honest to the reason why we're filming this and why you're watching this at home. You want to see 5 best friends work together and love each other.
I've always been the direct one, and Beverly dying has been probably the best thing for this friend group in, I want to say, the past 50 years. I mean, we just realize how close we are together now, and her death, has just meant so much to us and has really made us put aside our differences. And I think it's going to be really, really beneficial for us in the years to come.
Well, we are pouring this one out for Beverly.
Oh my goodness, you're wasting the nectar of the gods like that? Oh, Lordy.
Well, just because you're an alcoholic doesn't mean that we all are.
I'm not saying I'm not an alcoholic. I'm just saying if we're gonna do something for Beverly, pouring
You guys, I just got a text message from a couple of people back home. Actually, both Beverly's wake and funeral is tomorrow.
Oh.
Both?
Yeah, I mean,
What's happening?
they're doing the wake and the funeral on the same day. Both of them are happening on the same day. Both of them.
Oh dear.
Well, are we
We're here.
Well, apparently, so many people decided that they wanted to go, so they're making it tomorrow, and they're making one large celebratory day out of Beverly for her legacy.
Well, how far is it?
Wait a minute, legacy. Wait.
Yeah.
Hang on. It's apparently the Homeless League. Did you know that there was a Homeless League?
No.
Is the league homeless?
Wait. Apparently the Homeless League wanted to make sure that they could all honor her as well. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, tomorrow's the only day they're available. The Homeless League?
How are they only available that day?
Well, what else is happening tomorrow? What is this, like a 4th of July parade?
Well, I guess because she cared about the homeless so much that they wanted to be involved in her funeral, they are awarding her with the Homeless Advocate of the Year award.
They're awarding Beverly with the Homeless Advocate of the Year. We're only halfway through the year. That's pretty presumptuous.
Well,
very pretentious.
Well, all right. Everyone wants to know if we plan on coming. Are we gonna go?
We'd have to leave like right now. We'd have to cancel the vacation.
Okay. Well, like, do we go?
No.
All my friends are crazy, but I can't imagine it different, baby. We're riding in the back of the taxi. All my friends are crazy. You're just like me. You're just like me. All my friends are crazy, just like me.
Oh, it's so bad, Peggy.
What happened?
The worst news you'll ever get.
Are you sure?
Well, what do you think bad news is?
I mean... Sorry, can we do this?
Oh, I don't even know how to begin to describe how terrible this news is. Peggy, where is the girls?
Why?
I have some terrible news. Oh God, Peggy, where are the girls? Peggy, you got... What would the Food Network say, dearie, if they heard about all this butter and heart disease?
Well, they know I'm a Southern woman, so I think it would be okay.
Is there anything else to say?
There's not. They're never, well, there usually is with you.
Oh, that's why I love you so much. Oh, you're the best.
I know.
The best. If I had to pick one person to hang out with on this trip, it would be you.
Dolores, we've talked about this.
Oh my lord. Jesus. Why were you driving like a maniac? I can't breathe. Oh Lord.
Dolores, why weren't you wearing your seatbelt?
Because if I wanted something constrained across my chest, I'd hired a stripper boy to do it for me.
A stripper boy? Like any stripper boy would do that for you.
Darling, I have money, unlike some people around
Oh my
here.
God.
Gina.
Why are you singling out Gina for that?
Go through. Just go through. You keep going.
Personally, I really like the panko encrusted chicken with that's cooked. Personally, I really enjoy our...
Are you okay?
You look like you're going to take a shit.
Butter. My full name is Patricia Pattinson.
I'm not that good at telling bad news. Except for when people are fat. That's news I'm really good at, actually. That's about you, John, I'm sorry.
That's good.